everybody? It's your boy Anonymous, the author, aka Anonymous Rap Guy, and I am back with another reaction video, man. Today we have Thomas Sowell, Future of America. I'm sure with the election of Joe Biden, this will not be a very optimistic video. I'm sure he wants to get his point across how he's feeling about the world today. Like I said, I enjoy listening to him. I like hearing his points of view. I don't really agree with all of them, but they are definitely interesting, and definitely like to incorporate it into my own, political nexus, I guess. And yeah, just really enjoy the video, I guess. So let's just jump right into it, man. Please click like, please click subscribe, leave a little comment, let me know all the kind of good content you want to see, and I'll definitely try to make it happen, man. Let's just jump into it and see what he's talking about on this one. Lego.
Are you pessimistic about America?
Yes, I'm pessimistic about the future. Sometimes I tell younger people I'm glad I'm as old as I am because I'm not going to see how this is all going to end.
What are you pessimistic about in particular?
All right.
I'm pessimistic about the decline of values because that's what's inside people. And if that's not there, the rest of it is not going to matter.
And which values in particular?
Honesty is one that you don't see a lot of. The whole attitude that you're entitled. It's amazing. What does entitlement and a right mean? It means that other people are bound to provide you with what you don't provide for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, why are other people bound to do something for you that you're not going to do for yourself?
You tell a tale.
Rights and entitlements are different things to everybody
that illustrate what's taking
listening
place
on both sides.
The first blackout takes place in November 1965. I can actually remember that. We lived in upstate New York.
I lived in upstate New York.
And there was a moment, I can remember when we were having dinner and the lights in the house went dark. Mm-hmm. And then came back up for a moment. We all looked at each other and thought, what just happened there? Well, of course, when we turned on the television, we found out what happened. Huge power outage.
Yeah.
And New York City, whereas upstate, the lights just went down and came back on. In New York City, the city went black the whole night.
Yes.
And you write that night the crime rate was lower than usual. 1965. Second blackout, very similar event, takes place in July 1977. And you write again, New York City was again dark throughout the night, but now there was widespread looting and arson.
Yes.
65 people behaved themselves in New York City in the dark.
Yes.
And in 70, so what happens in those 12 years?
This was one of the many things that turned to the worst in the 1960s. There's a whole slew of them. Steven Pinker has a book about international murder rates. Mm-hmm. And he said the general trend over the centuries is for the murder rate to go down. But in the 1960s,
True.
The rate
Which makes sense.
did a U-turn, as he put it. It went right up, and this was common across Western societies.
And it is because of
the same vision out there.
And the vision. So I'm trying to. I guess one thing I'm trying to get at here is the extent to which. How does it work itself out? Are the cops,
I don't know why I enjoyed this interview so much.
1965, people know that if they try looting or arson, the cops will come right at them?
No.
There's
only so much the cops can do. The first line of defense is morality and the law as a statement of what the principles are. You delegitimize that.
That is very
and
true.
All you've got are the police. There aren't that
Laws
many
simply reflect the morality of that culture, that society. That is very true.
And if you destroy the morality, you're not getting anywhere.
So in 1965, people who've grown up, let's see, 65, that's going to be dominated by people who've been through, the adults in 65 remember the Depression.
Yes.
They remember the Second World War.
Yes.
They've had the experience of rebuilding the country in the 1950s, and they take for granted what we would now term traditional morality. Is that correct?
Yes.
You just don't steal things.
Yes.
You don't destroy property.
Yes.
So what?
Well, another example is the Exchange Buffet restaurant that I mentioned.
Yes.
And I actually remember going to those. And it's Exchange Buffet.
Explain what's going on.
The Exchange Buffet, you go in and you go through the line and pick up your own food, and then you bring your dishes over to there.
Buffets. Those were the days, man.
How much you owe.
And there were 70 some of these restaurants that there were a lot of them in New York. Dozens. All
right. And they lasted for 78 years. In the 1960s, they collapsed. because people no longer were honest.
I want to mention one thing that you say right at the end of the book, that really what we need more than anything else, perhaps, is common decency.
Yeah.
That much I agree with, man. Now, I will say that a lot of common decency, it seems to be fading in today's America, which is weird.
When I was going to school, we'd have fights on the schoolyard grounds.
You would think
When
civility
one
would
guy
prevail.
was clearly beaten. Whoever was the toughest kid in the crowd would simply step in and stop it. And the other guys would say, "If you want to fight, you can fight me." You know.
And that's what we need at the public square now.
Yes. But
You need somebody that's willing to beat up somebody else just for
the
the.
police can do. If you don't have common decency, the cops are not going to be able to handle it. And especially when everyone is second guessing it. I love it when people who have never fired a gun in their lives say, "Why do the cops fire so many guns?" Now, at one time, I taught pistol shooting in the Marine Corps. It doesn't surprise me in the slightest that they fire so many things under those conditions. But people can't be knowledgeable about everything, but they can be knowledgeable about the extent of their own ignorance, even if they have PhDs.
That seems to really be a sticking point for him. Like, be knowledgeable of what you don't know. And unfortunately, that's not how people's ego works. They usually, when you attain that level of knowledge, you want to show off that you have that level of knowledge. And for whatever reason, people just don't. They're not humble. When they, the more you achieve, the less humble you become. I guess it's the unfortunate human condition. But anyway, man, I really enjoyed the video. I guess we'll see what happens to the future of America. Definitely some economic and societal changes. Definitely some structures that are coming apart, other ones being built. I'm definitely excited to see how it all turns out, man. Future might not always be bright, but it's something we're heading towards. So you gotta look forward to it, man. You gotta stare into it and smile, I guess. Kind of like the abyss. Anyway, I will catch you guys later. Appreciate y'all for stopping by. Catch you later, man. Peace.
Hey guys, thanks for checking me out today. Before you leave, check out the Patreon. I got a link down in the description. Please subscribe and leave a comment to let me know how I can make my content better or any kind of content that you guys want to see. Click like so YouTube can know that I'm a pretty dope reactor, and leave any thoughts that you guys have today, guys. Peace.
You hold me dear, so I can bear open my soul and you can overhear. Listen, I'ma really try to get it right. It's just with my heart I never had in sight. This is something brighter than a candlelight. You spark the flame and I watch it ignite.